Memoirs of Hadrian, initially published as Memoirs de Hadrian in 1951, stands as the masterwork of renowned French author Marguerite Yourcenar. This historical fiction masterpiece unfolds through the first-person narrative of Roman Emperor Hadrian, presented in the form of a letter to his successor and adopted grandson, Marcus Aurelius, Mark. As Hadrian approaches the twilight of his life, he reflects upon his relationships, reign, and legacy. Yourcenar embarked on the creation of Memoirs of Hadrian at the age of 21, setting it aside before rediscovering and completing the novel 2 decades later. The book received widespread acclaim, and in 1981, Yourcenar made history as the first woman to be inducted into the Académie Française. In the opening chapter, Hadrian, now aged 60 and nearing the end of his journey, discloses in a letter to Marcus Aurelius that he is penning his memoirs to bring order to the shapeless mass of his existence. He delves into his earliest memories as a child in Italica, a Roman city on the Iberian Peninsula, describing his upbringing as the son of a Roman official and his early fascination with astrology and the humanities. Hadrian recounts his time studying in Athens, where his enduring passion for Hellenistic culture took root. As a young man, he becomes a soldier during the Dacian and Sarmatian campaigns under his cousin and guardian, Emperor Trajan. Impressively, Hadrian secures his position as Trajan's successor with the support of Trajan's wife, Plotina, and marries Trajan's grandniece, Sabina. The brutality witnessed during his military service shapes Hadrian's perspective, leading him to reject Rome's policy of military expansion in favor of a more diplomatic approach. After Trajan's death following an unsuccessful military campaign in Parthia, Hadrian ascends to the throne as Emperor of Rome at the age of 41. Making peace with Parthia, he eliminates his adversaries and ushers in a golden age. During this period, he implements significant reforms, including the abolition of torture and forced labor, the establishment of a more bureaucratic government system, and the fostering of a multicultural society. Hadrian is also credited with overseeing the construction of his iconic wall, symbolizing his commitment to peace. His guiding principles during this era were encapsulated in the motto Humanitas, Libertas, Felicitas, translating to humanity, freedom, happiness. At the age of 48, Hadrian encounters and falls deeply in love with Antinous, a 14-year-old Greek boy. Hadrian expresses feeling genuinely loved by Antinous, a stark contrast to his loveless marriage with Sabina. However, suspicions arise when Antinous, at the age of 19, believes that Hadrian's attention is shifting towards women and sensual indulgences. During a visit to Alexandria, Antinous tragically ends his own life by drowning in the Nile. Hadrian, devastated by the loss, deifies Antinous in his grief and establishes the cult of Antinous. Additionally, he dedicates the city of Antinopolis in honor of his deceased lover. Up to this point, Hadrian's governing approach allowed Rome's conquered peoples to practice their own religions and cultures as long as they submitted to his imperial authority. Unfortunately, this policy conflicts with the Jewish people's commitment to monotheism, leading to Hadrian's ban on circumcision and other measures that spark a revolt in Judea. This rebellion forces Hadrian to take military action, resulting in the destruction of Jerusalem and the enslavement of the rebels. This campaign deeply upsets Hadrian, as it disrupts his vision of a peaceful empire. As Hadrian ages, he notices a shift in his temperament, becoming more prone to fits of rage. He recounts an incident where he inadvertently blinded his secretary during one such fit. In his final years, he reflects on his legacy and contemplates the fate of Rome after his death, as well as the nature of his own immortal soul. Recalling his successor Marcus Aurelius as a young, kind, and virtuous boy, Hadrian resigns himself to the inevitable. In the postscript of Memoirs of Hadrian, Yourcenar highlights her interest in Hadrian's reign, a period when Romans had moved away from traditional Roman gods, but before the establishment of Christianity. She sees parallels between Hadrian's era and the post-World War I period in which she lived. Memoirs is widely acclaimed as a masterpiece among the more than 20 books Yourcenar wrote in her lifetime. She passed away in 1987. A 2005 edition of The New Yorker asserts that to understand the true essence of ancient Roman life in terms of war, religion, love, and festivities, one should read Memoirs of Hadrian. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.